get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Welcome to a special edition of What If, live from the AV showcase at Lord's Cricket Ground, the home of cricket and the annual home of the Peerless AV showcase. And I am delighted to be joined by the wonderful Neil Fluester. Neil, how are you?
I'm very well, Ifat. It's I don't really do cricket, but it's an amazing event.
If you did.
If I did, if I was into cricket, then this is an amazing place to be, for sure.
It's so I'm quite excited that the showcase has been here for a few years now, and it's buzzing. You can probably hear a bit of background noise, and people are busy having their lunch actually. But the studio that we're in, sponsored by the lovely people at Shaw.
We always sound good on a Shaw microphone.
It's other brands are
available.
No, they're not today. Today is all about Shaw. It's a really lovely addition, and I'm absolutely over the moon that the Peerless team felt that this was something to add to their already very successful show. I mean, the people are coming regardless. I'd like to think that more people are coming because there's a little studio and they can have a little voice. And
absolutely. I mean, the extending the reach of these events, it's great. In-person events are great, and it's great to be out there and talking to people and human beings again. But there is always that case of people think, oh well, I'm not going to make the trip into London, or I'm not going to come over, or maybe they're in Europe. Having these different formats of live streaming, webinars, podcasting, and these multi-formats just extends the reach of these events out to a larger audience.
And how important is that, do you think, now in the modern age where you've got such or so many different there's so much stimulus, isn't there? There's so much information out there. There are so many platforms to use. How important is it for organisations to put a bit of focus on their profile and their branding?
It's huge. I think there's a great analogy of what actually businesses need is attention. You can have the best products in the world, you can have the amazing services in the world, you can have the greatest employees in the world, but without customers and partners' attention, no one will know about that. And the way you get attention these days is people scrolling on their phone. They're not looking at old-fashioned print media. They're not looking at billboards. They're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. Or I'm too old for that stuff. Or YouTube, or in our case, B2B, it's more LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where it's at.
Yeah.
And, it's raising the noise floor above everyone else out there. Again, you can hear the noise chatter in the background here, and unless you can peek out on top of that noise and shout and say, hey, I have the greatest product, we have the greatest display or AV over IP solution or camera or Teams or Zoom system, everyone's just going to, you're going to get lost in the noise. So attention is what we need, and that's what brands really need. I think the other huge thing is that the customer journey now has changed. In the olden days, I would say, customers came to a company much earlier on in the buying cycle. They were coming in and saying, yes, I want to buy a fridge, freezer, a microwave, an AV over IP solution or a UC solution. What have you got? How can you help me?
Yes.
Now they're much more educated. So the fact that you're pumping out video content, podcasts, live streams, whatever it might be, it's educating the customers. And they might not be buying today, they might not be buying tomorrow, but in 6 months, if you're continuously drip feeding and making sure that your brand and you have their attention and they're aware of you, when they do go to push that button and they are 70-80% further down that sales and purchasing cycle, that they come to you and go, well, I'm trying to think of product A or B, which one should I buy?
Yeah,
that's the power of increasing the brand awareness.
What's testament to that is I want to buy a vacuum cleaner, or people always said I want to buy a Hoover.
Yes.
And in our world, I want to buy a smart board,
yes,
not an interactive whiteboard.
Right.
And it's really you're absolutely right. Unless you can get above that noise and be the brand that people associate with a particular technology, it's really hard.
I mean, the classic one was always, the spider phone from Poly. I mean, the Poly spider phone was synonymous. So, it was like, I want to go and buy a Polyspan spider phone. And that was the way you would go. And again, it's as you say, it's thinking of a brand, not a product, is the key thing. And as you say, like a Hoover or a vacuum cleaner.
And it's really interesting because that other. I'm going to be full of old sayings now, but the
We're old farts, aren't we?
we are. Any publicity is good publicity. I've even seen brands who are failing or not delivering or that people will still go to because they think that is the brand that's associated with a particular solution. So it's a really interesting time that we're in at the moment where I think there is so much going on. I think there is a little gap in the market almost for something that will just be clean and cut through the noise and give people somewhere to go, really to really just speed up that process a little bit for them.
Yeah, it's in B2C. It's already there. The consumer market, Facebook ads and again Instagram ads and influencers and sellers. But I think moreover, that's coming to the B2B space. It's coming to the audiovisual space, the UC space, the IT space, and having these brand ambassadors is something that companies can use to again get customers' attention, get partners' attention. So again, they may not be buying today, they may not be buying tomorrow, but when they're ready to push that button, making sure that the customers are educated on that. The problem with that is that most companies are run by bean counters, by accountants, and they always want to know what's the ROI.
Yeah.
So okay, I do this thing, what's the ROI? How many views am I going to get?
Yeah.
How many impressions am I going to get?
It's not that straightforward, is it?
Exactly,
as we know?
because all you actually need is, and there's a great analogy, is 1 is greater than 0. You just need that one person to watch it, and again to sow that seed that then 6 months time when they're ready to do that rollout of all of their meeting rooms or put a whole bunch of new digital signage displays in, that they know that the X display or the whatever AV over IP solution is the one to go for and has got that unique feature that's really going to solve their problems for them.
And thinking then about individuals in our industry as well, how important is individual branding?
Well, there is this. There's a great marketing lady. I can't remember her name. There's Street Agency. I'll give her a plug. But she talks about what she calls EGC or employee-generated content, because companies, again, in the olden days, used to spend tens of thousands of dollars, pounds on super fancy marketing videos and marketing campaigns with actors, and all very lovely and fluffy. But it's not real.
No.
We need real, we need believable, and we need authentic. And EGC is employee-generated content.
Nice.
Because people, can buy into a brand. They buy into you.
Yes.
They buy into me. They buy into Chris Netto, Tim Albright, Craig Durr, Tom Arbuthnot, all those people, because they're a trusted ambassador and they're a trusted word, and they're not some fake actor that's reading from a script.
No.
The fact that we're out there creating this authentic content all the time, gives it that credibility that a customer can actually buy into it. And it's true on Instagram and again TikTok from the consumer side. People love that. They want to see the messy kitchen behind you. They want to see the fluff ups. They want to see the bits that go wrong. It shouldn't be perfect, because real life isn't perfect.
Exactly that. And it should be. There are certain warts that people don't mind seeing.
Yeah.
There's another one, warts and all.
And I think the other huge thing, which you do an amazing job on, is the fact of the inclusion and diversity. It's got to be there, and some people in the minorities are shy, embarrassed, don't want to speak up, don't want their voice to be heard, think that they're going to be judged or whatever, and they shouldn't be. That everybody is equal and everyone can go out there with their voice, and everybody has value to provide around the story. And I think, again, the ability for them to go and have that voice and champion those products, those solutions, or that cause is definitely something that companies should embrace more. And again, embrace the fact that employees are their biggest noise pieces that can go out there and shout about it. It's not just every employee in your organisation, from the cleaner to the HR to the accountant to the whatever is a brand ambassador for your organisation and
100%.
can go out there and really help sell your solutions and products out there in the market.
It's really interesting you say that, because I was reading something the other day, and well, a prime example is if you look at things like Glassdoor and read what real people say about your business, it's I do wonder how many people do actually do or undertake or are brave enough to undertake employee surveys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, are they just
Not enough.
do they ask the right questions, or do they just want to have the questions that
Well,
makes them
and
feel
also,
good?
is it a culture where people feel able to actually give honest answers, or
Exactly.
are they going to be giving answers that people want to hear?
Yeah.
And you've got the same thing when you're talking about a product, right? So if you're representing a brand and other things aren't right, you're going to be waxing lyrical about that product because you need to sell it.
Yeah, I've had a bit of an epiphany walking around here today. For my last two roles, I have been typecast at my previous employers, where I could only talk about their solutions, and by proxy, everybody else's solution was rubbish. You know, my solution was the best. My company's products was the best. Any of our competitors' stuff is junk. But actually, walking around here as an independent person, it's hugely embracing to be able to go, actually, that's quite nice. That's good. That's got that benefit.
Whatever happened to interoperability and being able to actually say, do you know what? If you need to pair it up with something, or these are the components that will work well. This will work better than this.
There's a horrible
Surely.
term, best of breed, isn't it? It sounds like a dog show, a crust or something. But yeah, picking the best solution from each. The companies want you to buy into their ecosystem. They want you to buy their whole 9 yards, and then single pane of glass to manage it and monitoring it. But there is definitely value in, again, going and cherry picking the best elements from each part of the solution.
And I think there's also, you see this rivalry sometimes between brands. Okay, often between brands, and then suddenly you see someone's wearing, you're wearing their shirt now.
Yep. Yeah, I've got some great socks I just picked up today from one of my previous employers' competitors today, which I should be wearing, which are very nice.
It's all good fun. I think people forget that, and my mantra is people first.
Yeah.
It's, look after your people. The majority of people that I hear are here because they want to network, and they, the visitors I'm talking about, not the people who are contractually obliged to turn up and man their stands, but everybody else generally come because it's a great place to meet people, to have those conversations, to network, to find out what's going on with their brands, and also it's just nice to have that human interaction.
The word human is the huge point there. I was just talking to someone about the things that are happening in the industry and out there, and actually humanising it. At the end of the day, we're all wetware, we're all people, we're all humans, and whether we work for competitors, whether we work somewhere, we don't work somewhere, we've been let go or whatever, you should all treat people as you would want to be treated yourself.
Yep.
We are all humans, we are all, as I say, on this planet circling the sun, and we should just be nice to each other generally. It's why should there be all this horribleness out there? You can make difficult things horrible and difficult, or you can at least try and make them good and make them nice, because we all, as I say, we all share this planet, we all share the same oxygen, so let's just work together.
And on that lovely note, where can people contact you, Neil? Where can they find you?
Well, I hang out on LinkedIn, is my only real platform, and I do spits and starts, but I am going to be working up to Infocom. I'm going to try and do more stuff. So yeah, hook me up on LinkedIn, and also make sure that you follow you, because you're amazing.
Oh, bless you.
So follow F and all the great work that she does. So follow us both. We're great.
And I look forward to, what are you looking forward to for the rest of the day? I know there's a couple of panels coming up. Are you going to be
I'm
sitting
looking
in on
forward
any of those?
to seeing David Berman.
I
Actually,
know.
probably interviewing him because
David Berman, unfortunately, we are audio only. But the beautiful David Berman.
Isn't he lovely? Isn't he
trying
lovely?
to put us off our game because they're up next with the AV podcast.
Oh, is he
takeover.
really? Okay. What am I looking forward to? Again, just seeing people. It's just nice getting. I saw Kaz, seen you, seen Tom, seen David. Now it's just catching up with people.
Yeah, it's really good. It's going to be a good session this afternoon.
Definitely.
I think.
Thanks, Sophia.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up